We got it. Welcome, welcome. Huge welcome to everyone. This is the morning meditation, and we are, so much coming through and for us to be tracking on. For those of you who are working live with me, we are going to be going deeper into some stuff you've already been up to with Pandora. And otherwise, this is going to be a great teaser for those of you who have not experienced Pandora yet to jump on and just go deeper into so much of what she has to offer us. We are in such a time of radical change and radical transition. And, even from the space of how do I guide and what is the Metatron really calling in? How do I be of service, not only to you, but to the channel, to the source, to the field, to the frequency, to all of the beings and support that I feel in the midst of feeling these radical shifts and changes. And really, I know for many of us, we are hitting these walls of questioning, what's behind all of it, our thoughts, our values, everything is in this as the collective shifts around us and goes through an incredible reset. It calls us up to being in this reset as well. And it can be, I know personally, it's been really up and down with feeling connection, finding the connection, feeling the motivation, syncing with the motivation. Is the messaging on point? Is it not? What are you needing? All of these different elements are where I've been. And I realized today or over the weekend, as I was prepping for coming into what this week's themes would be about, having just come off of the Metatron titles and Enoch's ascension journey. One of the things that's going to be hanging out there and we'll probably get into is Enoch's code, or the Metatron code, the actual code itself. So we'll start dropping into that. But it really felt important today, before we make that transition, to remind each of us that we are still, despite all this transition and change, there is still spirit there. There is still God there, no matter how much we're reevaluating and reassessing what those names and titles mean for us and the role that they hold and how we receive the guidance associated with it. And I think now more than ever, especially knowing that we're in the shifts that are here for us, we're really just getting started. We've got a little bit of a hill to climb, hopefully not a lot of bit of a hill to climb, but it's going to continue to deepen, and we are going to continue to feel the squeeze, to feel the pressure, to feel the intensity. And so are the people around us. It's opening us up and cracking us open to receiving energy in new ways. There's so much brilliance and gifts, but before, what is the saying? The darkest hour is always just before the dawn, right? And for those of us in the spiritual realm, it means a lot of these questions get to be sat with. And so I'm here to support all of us in staying super connected to that frequency, no matter how much the names, the titles, the way we're experiencing it is shifting. We are here to find the metas. That's why this is meditation. We are here to find and sync with the highest frequency possible, so that ultimately, as your motivation, as your momentum shifts, as you ride the collective ups and downs, your passion is what always rises to the surface. And so that is my goal over the next series of meditations that we're going to drop into. I'm also going to be changing up format. These two are Tuesday, Wednesday is going to stay the same, but there's also going to be some additional times that I'm going to be showing up and streaming live and really helping us get to the meta of the bigger themes, like the meta for our God, the meta for the goddess, the meta for a lot of the different names that we're connecting to. Because as our collective and our planet and Western consciousness especially rebirths itself, so too are we rebirthing, but also so too are the gods, right? And the human consciousness, because ultimately that's what we're going through, is an evolution in human consciousness. And for that to happen, it means certain truths have to be unpegged from other truths, right? And so understanding shifts. It's like that old saying, once you see something, you can't unsee it. And once it's been seen in the new light, then you got to figure out what to do with it. So through the meditation, the goal is for each of us to stay continually on top of what our truths are as they get shaken and stirred and mixed up. The main thing, though, is for all of us, you are here for a reason. You came here with your gifts and what you're up to for a reason. And I don't want you doubting, right? I want you to every day wake up with that powerful purpose when we are synced up with our passion and, you know, recognizing that why not you, right? Answering that question, why not you? Because what you do really matters. And the noise is going to get really loud to the point that we are going to feel like we are the only one in the room sometimes. And it's important to know that it still matters. Even if you're not sure what you're doing at the moment, it still matters. The guidance is here. God is not abandoning us. God, spirit, all of it is still here. There is support, and the more we stay centered in what that light is and looks like, the further along, the faster, hopefully, and the more unified we will remain in being these beacons of light that bring through ultimately the metas, right? Ultimately, that highest frequency and the blueprint for what is to come. That's what Metatron here, Crystal Skull Metatron, is all about, is channeling in those codes, that programming, being a concentric field, if you will, of the highest expression of all of our unique codes. So with that, Pandora today, because Pandora represents, we can work with her to go much deeper into our exclusive fields and different dynamics and elements within the field, but she also represents the unknown, the gifts within the unknown. And her story was very much about, her box was considered to be all that was the divine feminine. And it was considered to be, in some, stories, evil, because oftentimes the divine feminine is pegged as evil. And we know through this space that there's the stuff that's above the surface and then the stuff that's below the surface, and the unseen, the mysteries and the secrets and the truth, which really aren't even that anymore because of science and so much information and wisdom that's out there. And so Pandora's box is being open and it's being overhauled, and it's being seen through the light of the new consciousness. And she has many, many gifts for you that are hidden within you. So whatever your imagery is that comes through today, again, if you've done this meditation one-on-one with me, trust me, it's going to be a reboot and a deepening of what we've been up to. And if you haven't gone through it one-on-one, it's worth deepening into what we're going to crack open today in the box. So with that, let's go ahead, take a nice deep breath in, nice big exhale, and nice deep breath in, and nice gentle exhale. We're going to do a little bit of somatic for a moment. I want to have you breathing in, feeling that belly get charged with breath, and squeezing out on the exhale. A couple more of these, breathing in and squeezing out. Again, setting the intention today as you continue this breathing in. And a nice firm squeeze out, as though we're cleaning out a toothpaste tube. As those belly muscles come up and squeeze, it's as though we're squeezing the density all the way out the top of our head and letting it just release to the ethers, be recycled for greater good. Go ahead, lick your lips, relax your jaw as we come into our intention for today. And again, that is to be connected to your truth, to your center, to your metas, but most importantly, to your passion. That is what we're calling forward, is you finding the connection to your passion and the remembrance of that blind faith, right? When we just don't know what we don't know, so we don't doubt, right? We're just like, yeah, this is so cool. Why not me? And how can we make this happen? And we just go for it without even realizing how much we're actually making an impact and what we're actually connecting to. So with that, that's our intention today as we work with the Pandora field, continuing the breath. Nice big inhale here and hold with a full belly, and then squeeze against the belly without exhaling, and squeeze against the spine as though we're pushing all of that energy up and out the spine and then releasing the breath. Beautiful. We're going to do that again. I want to have a nice deep all the way into the sitting bones. Feel your tailbone opening as you inhale, and then squeeze without exhaling against the spine, tailbone all the way up past the kidneys, past the shoulder blades to the neck, and release. Go ahead, roll your neck. Really sit up tall wherever you are in your shoulder blades and your body. Sit up nice and tall and breathing in. And again, squeezing, squeezing, squeezing all the way up, feeling that contraction through the core of your body, and then up the neck and squeeze the brain. And release. And one more. This time we're going for a full brain squeeze. You should be feeling nice and hollow. Take a couple of gliding breaths before we do this one. Really let yourself feel the openness in your core as we call that Kundalini up. We get that energy pumped and flowing. And inhale, breathing in and squeezing tailbone all the way up. And go ahead and just allow, as though you're pushing that last little bit out of the toothpaste tube. Allow the mind to be flushed out, cleaned, as you squeeze the mind all the way to the very tip of your skull. And exhale. Beautiful. How's everyone feeling? This feels good. You guys are tracking right with me. I love it. Nice big breath in. And okay. I want to have you imagine that we are dropping down beneath the surface of the water into the darkness. As you slip below the surface, you find that golden light of the sun. Go ahead and let yourself feel its warmth on your head and the cool water beneath you. Imagining swimming in the lake. Brilliant, crystal clear, spring-fed lake. Great job. All right. Feeling that warmth. And as we sink all the way in, we're going to sink below the surface, seeing the sun's rays coming through the water, but then sinking deeper and deeper into total darkness. I want to give you a few moments, like a rock, slowly, slowly making its way all the way down. Except we're not going to hit the bottom per se. We're just going to hover in the darkness. And when you feel like you cannot go any deeper into the darkness, you'll know you're there. Nice deep breath in. And letting your chest and your core relax as your mind just shuffles through the frequencies, letting you ascend. I said ascend. It's actually, I guess it would be considered a descension, but it's actually an ascension because we're going to some high frequency stuff. I guess it depends on if we're looking at this from our human perspective, then it would be a descension, or our spirit perspective, our Metatronic mind, it'd be ascension. Go ahead, roll your shoulders, get comfy. We're almost there. Fields clearing out. Nice deep breath in. On the next, give a big exhale here. Allow a smile to come across your face as you imagine yourself in this body of energy. I want to have you begin to feel it, much like being in the ocean, when you can feel the waves moving you, bobbing you in the current, so to speak. You feel the current pushing against your body. I want you to find that same sensation here. And there may even be a bit of swirling of energy that takes you down and in even deeper as you feel that current. You may even sense or feel this sensation of water moving past you. We're just tuning our body and our mind. This is all very productive. We're letting ourselves find this very unique frequency. Letting ourselves tune in, for this is a creation field from the darkness. For some of you who know inversion, we can just call in an inversion, imagining pulling a tube sock inside out. That'll get us right into where we need to be. There it is. Everybody got it now. It was like we had a veil that was blocking us from being fully in the field. We're just pulling, imagining your energy body being pulled inside out. Nice deep breath here. Should feel sound much slower, like you have earmuffs on a busy street, or your headphones, not earmuffs, but headphones, noise canceling headphones in a space that's really loud. Generally a sound that this frequency carries. Like your lips, relax your jaw. Let yourself feel this buzzing and this rhythm here. All right, we've got it. We've dialed it up. Okay. Trusting what you're here to call in today is divinely orchestrated. It is perfect, it is in light, and it is in truth. It is going to be your torch to guide you through this week. Sometimes our guidance comes moment by moment, step by step. It wasn't until I actually sat down, I knew what I was speaking with you today about, but actually sat down to identify who was guiding us today, what frequency we needed to be in to land the messaging that Spirit had for us. I want you to take a moment and really let your emotions come up. Really let yourself feel the tumultuousness, the churning, if you will, of the current underneath this surface. Like volcanoes in our collective, this has been rumbling, but it's becoming louder and louder, and we will have eruptions. We've already seen some mini flares and eruptions at a global level. This is a lot for us as empaths to track with and process. And so if you're feeling extra tired or extra unmotivated, this is why, right? And this is why we're here, to flush this piece out and to know that if you're tracking with it, which I know you are, you're also able to be one of the agents that brings the medicine to transform it. Our medicine is so potent and so pure that one drop will impact. You can't say that enough or loud enough. So let yourself really feel, again, this current and the roiling and the boiling that's here in presence, just to acknowledge it, to acknowledge the gift of your gifts, your strength, your potency. All right. and acknowledging that it's not ours to carry. This is a planetary and human consciousness level, allowing it to be released from our body, carried by the Divine Mother, offshoot the Divine Mother in her own birthing pains. And a reminder that we are not alone in this journey. And it is from that reminder that Pandora begins to emerge. I want you to imagine our dark, soupy energy now becomes the darkness of space. And way in the distance is the earth hanging like the beautiful gem in the sky that it is. Kind of like looking out across the ocean at night, and you see the moon begin to rise. In this case, we're seeing the earth begin to rise on this dark ocean of energy. And as you see the earth coming up in your perspective, in your mind's eye, begins to drift closer to us, becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. I like to think of it like the currents of energy that we've been swirling in. The planet itself becomes bigger and bigger, much like a beach ball floating across the waves, being tiny, tiny in the distance, and suddenly so immense and large that it's like on a movie screen. If you were to be standing in front of a movie screen and it's projected like a 30-foot movie screen, massive, big IMAX, you and this image of the earth blown up. Oh, and just imagine it now like that wave crashing over you. Beautiful. Let yourself swirl in this earth energy, in this gift of Pandora, the essence of sovereignty, the essence of divine keeping, the essence of truth, and letting a smile grace your lips as you lick them. Nice breath in and setting the field. Feel the shift in your body. Note whether you're physical or visual. Again, just tracking with shifts and sounds, however the field is moving around you. And as Pandora and you synchronize completely, she begins to come into form, maybe looking like sometimes like a fairy, other times like an apparition or a hologram, other times like just a beautiful Greek goddess that she is. And as she presents herself, she presents a box to you. Her box. It may look different for everyone. For some of you, it'll be large and wooden, others, perfect crystal box with a soft, velvety interior. And others, a golden box. Or maybe ancient, wooden, all kinds of options. I want you now, as you're ready, as you welcome her, greet her, give gratitude to her, take your hand and imagine reaching into the box and expect, before you figure out what's in here, an object, a symbol, something to appear that most likely will not make sense. So remember, when we're doing breadcrumb work, it's always first thought rules. Nice big inhale and exhale. And as you're ready, reaching in and allowing your mind to just receive the first hit it gets about what this could possibly be, this gift from Pandora. And taking a moment. feeling the energy swirling. And that come through right away. Sometimes there's a synchronization that happens. So if you feel swirling, that just means your brain is syncing to the field within the box. Nice deep breath in. If you're not good at visuals or knowing, oftentimes you aren't going to see anything. You're just going to know that you're suddenly holding something, or you're going to sense that you're holding something. Continuing to breathe. Go ahead and reach in and see beneath that first object you got if there is another object. Or does it feel like it's empty, like there's just the one? Feeling like some of you maybe got something on the surface and you need to go a little deeper into the box. Like imagine really reaching your arm all the way down and in, even if it's a tiny little musical box, right? Like just go for it. It's a field. The box symbolizes a field of energy, and let your consciousness reach way, 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 way in. And finding that gift and trusting and knowing that it is your gift, not only the gift of Pandora, but your gift, your passion rising to the surface. And so the symbol that I am getting, which is not necessarily a favorite one, but I get it, I understand why. And I'm going to share collectively for the group, because I think it will help all of you land your individual symbols, is that of a snake. And why a snake? It's like I do not like snakes, by the way, but I'm reaching in and there is this brilliant green, earthy green snake. It has gold patterns down it. I couldn't even tell you what type or anything else. It's big enough that my human self would freak out over this. However, I know it is here for all of us to be connecting to our Kundalini, to feel the power of the earth that comes with and will come through whatever the gift is that you received in the box. As you reach in and you feel yourself holding your object, observing your object, allowing it to swirl between you and Pandora. And so I'm observing you, I'm to Pandora's right and to your left, observing the field. And your image, the box was there, and now whatever it is you retrieved is there. This snake representing the Kundalini. It's not so much the snake that rises, but the energy begins to rise through you and through Pandora uniting. And it is through that that you lend this life force energy of the Kundalini to your object. So you may imagine holding it or touching it or just feeling luminescent energy streaming out of your body and igniting, almost like a lightning bolt, as though you're projecting the lightning bolt onto your object. And let it shift. Nice inhale, roll the shoulders, let the field shift. And go ahead and find a few key words. Love, I hear love. You had to pick and hear in the field. I'm going to take you through it. We're going to find 3 words. Let it rise out of your object. Nice breath in. And exhale, first word coming through. Other word I hear is grounding. Next breath in, and on the exhale, hearing the second word, transmutation. And final word, nice breath in. And on the exhale, clearing the mind and allowing the last word to rise to the surface. Enjoy. And I'm getting a whole bunch more strength and compassion, hunger, wholeness, completion, love. Go ahead and start to draw all of this energy into your body. Making your room way into the room as you draw it in, feeling whatever object you brought through. See if you have it anywhere or if it's something that you can get. And really today, if you have the time, even if you don't have pen and paper with you, take a moment, type out a note on your phone. Allow her messaging to come through more powerfully, more deeply. Feeling all of this love landing deep in your heart. And as it does, a path emerges before you. A golden path. And along that path, as it's lined with trees, truth is formed and forged. For you are a creator of the consciousness. You are here pinning and pegging new truths for the consciousness as you stay connected and rooted and committed to exploring your own truths. With that, slowly making your way all the way back into the room, into the moment. Got a lot of work to do again tomorrow. I can't wait to dive in, stay grounded, stay rooted, stay motivated, stay full of light. Namaste.